The Gauteng Education MEC, Panyaza Lesufi, is this morning assisting parents to apply online for learner placement in Ramosa Community Hall in Mohlakeng outside Randfontein, west of Johannesburg. For more on the online admissions, we now cross live to our reporter Mahlako Komane. Mahlako, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us and a warm welcome to Morning Live. What's the sense you're getting from parents in particular about the frustrations that they've endured with regards to the online applications? Because we know that last year so many parents were so frustrated about this new system of admission into grade 1 and grade 8 classes. So what's the sense you're getting this morning from the parents? Mahlako, very good morning to you. Are you able to hear me?
Simpiu, I can hear you just faintly. Perhaps maybe let's start with what has just happened a few minutes ago. As you see, it is the commencement. The system is online, the Gauteng online admissions for the year 2023. These are for children that are going to grade 1 as well as grade 8. But we're just going to move closer. The MEC has arrived and I see he's helping a parent here. Maybe let me speak to the parent first and ask, Mama Nijan, for grade 1?
Grade 8.
Grade 8. And then have you been in the system before? Before the system?
No. It's for the first time.
So you're a virgin?
Yes.
And how are you feeling?
I'm scared because I know last time it was complicated for the other parents, but I believe for me it will be easier like this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. MEC, Tobel. You are online, and how's it going? You haven't registered anyone yet?
No, we haven't. We are trying to get the go-ahead first for those that are behind the system so that we can start registering. We're excited. I'm happy that we have so many people that are taking advantage of the walk-ins. It's very important, so that doesn't exclude anyone. You don't have to exclude people who don't have access to internet or they don't have access to smartphones. So we are quite excited. We're just waiting for the go-ahead and then we'll register everyone.
And then maybe let's talk about the changes to the system this year. I understand there's a language, not a language criteria, but a language option that's also part of the system, especially for those children within the townships communities.
Because various township schools have a language policy that may differ within a ward or within an area. So previously we didn't lift that element up, so we just assumed that all languages are available at a certain school, only to find that not all of them are available. So now what we are doing, we request the parents to say what is your home language, but what is the language that you prefer your child to be taught, because sometimes they're two different things. And on the basis of that, then we'll give you choices of schools that you can utilize.
And I know also last year you had separated grade 1 and grade 8 applications. This year you are back to how we started with the online application system. What were the reasons for this?
Because parents felt that it was tedious, it was taking their time. You know, the application on its own, it brings tension, you become nervous. So to have that twice, parents felt that it was too much. And we felt it was fair, let's combine the two, and we've done that. It will make things easier so that one parent can just apply for both kids, and then you are done and you are waiting for the outcome of your application.
Okay, let's talk about the big issue in Gauteng, in capacity, numbers in terms of what's available and how many people you are able to accommodate. How have you in the last financial year, in the last 12 months, tried to address this? We know your high pressure areas in Tshwane, Johannesburg South, I think as well. Parts of Ekurhuleni is also quite problematic in terms of the numbers, Johannesburg North. What have you done there in terms of addressing, that shortfall?
What we have done, we have allocated thus far almost 236 million to SGBs, because the high pressure schools unfortunately attract many parents. Even if you can build a new school close to them, they just need that particular school because of its history, credibility, and the teaching and infrastructure. So what we are doing now, we're asking SGBs, we've got this amount of money, can you apply? And when they apply, we allocate them. So the first numbers that will be coming out of this registration process will allow us to go and interact with those SGBs to say, from the registration point of view, it looks like we're going to have high numbers. Can we advance with a certain amount of money so that we can start to get contractors and apply and build new additional classrooms?
Okay. And then in terms of people that don't have documentation, because we obviously have that issue here in the country, what options are available for parents that perhaps are not, don't have documentation to be in the country or whatever?
What surprised us is that it's both ways. We normally thought that lack of documentation is foreign learners or learners that are not South Africans. Actually, there are South Africans that don't even have documents. Because the system is linked to Home Affairs, what we do, we will register you without documents, but the Home Affairs will then flag to us to say this particular parent is not having documents because of A, B, C, D, so that we can be in a position to go back to the parents and say, please go and rectify those particular documents. But there will be no one that will not be registered on the basis that they don't have documents. But the placement, unfortunately, will need documents before we can place you. So it's on. They've given us the go-ahead.
As you can see there, that is the MEC of Education in Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi, about to register the first parent today in terms of the Gauteng online registration. But you've also heard there is that issue of capacity within this province where parents experience a lot of, there are certain schools that cannot accommodate or certain areas that have a challenge in terms of the capacity and the number of learners that they can accommodate, telling us that there's over 200 million rand that has been made available, to accommodate such schools or such areas that will be made available to SGBs upon, registering for that or applying for that particular money. Also, parents that don't have documentation, he also did assure us that no parent will be left behind. And also speaking about the new languages options that will be available for parents that want their children to access education within the township communities. Back to you in studio, Simpiwe.